Fathers of Nations. I'll do a recap of what we looked at in chapter 1, and we looked at 3 episodes. The first episode was on the 4 strangers who checked in at the Simont Hotel. Episode 2 was Professor Karanja Kimani getting a call from the guide. In this case, the guide does not say who he is. The third episode is on the summit, where we get to learn where the summit is taking place, the number of presidents attending, the 2 ministries that were in charge of the security, how the seating arrangement was done, and definitely which documents were to be discussed. The next one today is on chapter number 2, chapter 2. In chapter 2, we have the guide calling other path travelers, and in this case, we have Pastor Chineke Chiamaka. The guide gives directions just like he did with the other 3. So in this case, when he opened the briefcase, he was supposed to come up with 2 documents, that is Path Alpha and Way Omega. There was a letter from Agda and a phone. Away from that, we have brochures and pamphlets. Now, when Pastor Chineke Chiamaka continues talking to Dr. Afolabi, Dr. Afolabi asks him, I saw you at the bar. What were you doing at the bar? This takes Chineke Chiamaka by surprise, and he answered he was only there taking a Pepsi. When he hears this, then the guide asks, are you sure you are just taking a Pepsi only? Then he gives further information, that is the guide. The guide gives further information and asks Pastor Chineke Chiamaka to only receive the calls. He was not supposed to contact the guide. The guide was the one who was to do the calling. And in this case then, he is supposed to make himself aware of the 2 documents, that is Path Alpha and Way Omega. This is quite a short chapter, and that is the information that we get. Then we have chapter number 3, where we get to have information about Professor Karanja Kimani. Professor Karanja Kimani attended the University of Oxford, and then once he's back in the country, he starts teaching at the University of Nairobi. This is a man who had more coming. He wanted to have more than just teaching, and therefore he wanted to bring change to the university. He starts a very noisy campaign on how the university should be an aspect of change or a center of change, and then he says the motto, relevance to the society, then should bring out more. He wins some of these noisy debates that he starts, and he continues to make his life more interesting. And this is especially when he gets married to Asia Omondi, who is a campus beauty, a campus queen. He started teaching when he was a senior lecturer, but now he's a full professor. They have a daughter together. This is Tuni, named after her country of conception, where she was conceived, Tunisia. That is why she's called Tuni. But then along the way, we get to learn about the effects of global recession to Karanja Kimani. And when he started working, he was earning way more. He had way more money than MPs. After the global recession, then he does not earn a lot of money. Because of this, he has an old Toyota car and he doesn't have money to take it to a mechanic. And when Tuni dies, we see that Tuni dies because she did not have a car to use, but she uses a minibus, and she gets into an accident and dies. After the death of their daughter, Asia tells Professor Karanja Kimani that she is leaving him to go get married to Newborn Walomu, who is a member of parliament who has more money as compared to her husband. Professor Karanja Kimani does not take this sitting down. He goes to the office and confronts Newborn Walomu. When he gets to the office, he starts by calling him, "You fat baboon, why have you decided to take my wife?" But then Newborn Walomu goes ahead and gives him statistics on wife stealing statistics from other countries. And Professor Karanja Kimani is angry, and he asks Newborn Walomu, "Why are you taking my old wife and you have 3 more?" And then he responds by saying, "Old is gold." And then furthermore, and says, that a bull dies with green grass in its mouth. He is agitated. Professor Karanja Kimani decides to fight newborn Walomu. So there's a scuffle that ensues. He tries hitting him, but he misses. Later on, he's arrested. And then he's jailed for 6 months for fighting a member of parliament. And then after that, he's demoted from his position as a full professor to his starting position as the senior lecturer. He's not happy with this. Lastly, we see him meeting Tad Longwe and he joins Agda happily. So those are the episodes, or that is the information that we have in chapter 2 and 3. Wait and look out for the topical question in chapter 2 and chapter 3. They will help you understand the text better. Be on the lookout in the playlist. Once you get to the channel, go to the playlist, open Fathers of Nations, and you shall keep seeing new updates on the chapter by chapter analysis. Until next time.